So this internal control includes both internal audit as well as internal check. So in order to check or in order to evaluate what the work which is done by the employees, it's not only relating to authority as well as decision making. Along with that, whole management process will be under the control of internal control. So this internal control act as a guide, so it provide accurate as well as reliable information. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Today we are in the second session of Unit 3, that is internal check and internal control. So my dear students, in a previous session we have discussed about internal check. So what I mean by internal check? Internal check is nothing but checking of books of account inside the organization by an employee, where the control of an employee will be in the hands of some other person, is known as what? Internal check. Now let us quickly recall what we have discussed in a previous session. So in a previous session, I have told you we have discussed about internal check, objectives of internal check, what are the advantages of internal check, next limitations of internal check, and principles and essentials of good internal check. So how a good internal check should be. So how a internal check has to be done very efficiently and effectively. In today's session, we shall continue with new topic, that is internal control. So what do you mean by this internal control? Let us see. So internal control is a whole system of control established by the management for the proper conduct of various activity in the organization. So here also internal is nothing but what? It is inside the organization. So here internal control in the sense whole system will be controlled by the management. So here whole auditing process control will be in the hands of management. So, for the proper conduct of various activities of the organization. So, in order to conduct the various activity, whole control will be in the hands of management, is called as internal control. So, it is not only internal check and internal audit. So, internal check, I have told you, checking of books of accounts by one person, and that person's control will be in the hands of some other person. Then what is this internal audit? So audit is nothing but what? Verification or examination of books of account inside the organization is called as internal audit. So this internal control includes both internal audit as well as internal check. So this internal control includes both internal check as well as internal audit. So it includes both internal check as well as internal audit. But also the whole system of control, financially and otherwise, established by the organization in order to carry out the business more efficiently and effectively. So in order to conduct the activities of the organization, this internal control has been undertaken. So it is useful for the organization to safeguard the assets. So it also helps in the safeguarding the assets and serve the reliability of accounting records. So in order to maintain a proper accounting records, this internal control is needed. In other words, it is an overall control adopted by the organization. It is not only relating to checking of books of account. So here whole control will be in the hands of management, is called as internal control. Now let us see what are the objectives of internal control. To ensure that transactions are recorded in the proper books of accounts. So when you take accounting, so where each and every transaction has to be recorded in the books of accounts, right? So this internal control makes or ensures that each and every transaction is recorded in the books of accounts properly. That is to ensure that transactions are recorded properly in the books of accounts. And the next one is see that all transactions are carried out only on account of the sanction of authority. So here each and every transaction has to be maintained as per law, right? So sanctioned authority is nothing but law. So this internal control will help to ensure that these transactions are recorded as per sanctioned authority or as per law. Next, see that management policies and decisions are properly implemented. Of course, there will be certain management policy as well as procedures. So this internal control, in the sense there will be a proper control within the organization. So it will make sure that whether all the management policies as well as procedures are implemented properly or not. Next, to ensure efficient conduct of the business. Of course, if there is no control in the business, then there will be no efficient working of the business. So this internal control helps in making efficient working of the business, that is day-to-day working of the organization. And the next one is to evaluate the efficiency of performance. Of course, performance is also required in an organization by the personnel, that is the employees in the organization. So in order to check or in order to evaluate what the work which is done by the employees, so this internal control help in evaluating each and every personnel's efficiency. Next, to safeguard the assets of the organization. Of course, assets is nothing but the thing which has certain value in the organization, right? So this internal control will help in safeguarding the assets of the organization. Next, to safeguard the interest of the organization. Of course, each and every organization will be having their own interest or own objective. So in order to safeguard that, this internal control is very important. Next, to ensure reliability of accounting records. So in order to maintain the accounts properly or in an accurate manner, so this internal control is required because it tells what are the procedures, policies and guidelines that has to be followed while maintaining the books of accounts. So it ensures reliability of the accounts which is maintained by the organization. Next, to ensure the periodical verification of asset. Of course, in auditing, I have told you there should be a physical verification of assets also. It's not that in the balance sheet if there is certain assets and liability and keeping quiet. So here we have to check physical verification of assets and liability, whether that assets and liability are there in the organization or not. That is to ensure the periodical verification of assets. And the next one is scope or area of internal control. Let us see what are the scope or area of internal control. So the first one is accounting control. So it all deals with accounting, that is following of accounting principles, policies, standards, procedures. So that is known as accounting control. So it ensures the reliability of accounting transactions. So whether the accounting transactions which are recorded in the books of accounts are reliable or not, whether it is correct or not. So accounting transactions are recorded by using accounting principles. So I have told you it's not just that randomly recording the transactions in the books of account. There are certain principles, procedures as well as standards to be followed. So this internal control will guide or it acts as a guide to ensure that whether the accounting has maintained properly or not, whether the principles, procedures as well as guidelines are maintained properly or not. And the next one is administrative control. So it looks into overall administration of the business. So overall plans, procedures, what are implemented in the business. So it is concerned with distribution of authority. Of course, there should be an authority in the business. Work of one person will be in the hands of some other person. It's nothing but authority. So that person has a right to take the authority or right to take the decision. So it is concerned with distribution of authority and decision-making process of management. Who will take the authority? Who will take the decision-making process? So, or that will be done with administrative control. So that will be done by the internal check through the process of administrative control, where it controls the authority as well as decision-making process. Overall operation efficiency of the organization is ensured. It's not only relating to authority as well as decision making. Along with that, whole management process will be under the control of internal control, that is administration control. Now let us see what are the essentials of good internal control. So we have already know what are the essentials of internal check. Now let us know what are the essentials of internal control. And the first point is, it should be clear as well as well-developed plan of organization. So, internal control is nothing but before an implementation of a particular activity, a plan has to be prepared in advance. So, it is a group of plans. So, a program has to be conducted. So, that is known as what? Internal control. Here, the whole control of the organization will be made in the form of plans or in the form of programs. So, it should be a clear and well-developed plan of organization. Next, there should be a competent and trustworthy personnel for the success of the business. Of course, the personnel who are working inside the organization should be very competent as well as trustworthy personnel. Next, there should be a segregation of duties. Operational duties are separated from recording duties. Physical handling of asset must be separated from accounting records. So, there are various types of activities in an organization. So, it has to be divided separately according to their type. So, here the accounting procedure should be separated from that of any physical verification of asset. So, such kind of activities has to be done properly under this internal control. Next, there should be a administrative traditions and practices for the performance of the duties. As I told, there are certain procedures to be followed. So, here also there should be a administrative traditions as well as practicals for the performance of the duties. Next, there should be a well-developed and advocate accounting system. So, as I told, each and every transaction in the books of account, they have to follow certain principles as well as procedures. So, this internal control should check through that whether they are following that system or not. Next, there should be a sound system of maintenance and recording of accounts. Of course, there is a certain procedure to maintain the accounts as well as recording of book or recording of entries in the books of accounts. So, this internal control system checks whether they have maintained it properly. Next, there should be effective internal check system. So, as I told, this internal controls includes internal check as well as internal audit. So, in order to make the internal control more effective, of course, the internal audit as well as internal check should also be proper. So, here they should, or the organization has to make ensure that there should be an effective internal check control. Next, there should be a good audit system. Of course, as I told you about internal audit. So, there should be a good audit system also. Next, periodical review of internal control. So, once this overall plan which has been implemented in one particular year, so next year a review has to be given about this internal control, whether it has been properly implemented or not, or any other changes has to be made to this internal control or not. So, such kind of review has to be done, and if any modification is required, modifications has to be made to the internal control. Now, let us see what are the advantages of internal control. So, advantages to the business. Let us see what are the advantages to the business. So, the first one is provide accurate and reliable data to the management for taking correct decisions. Of course, this internal control act as a guide. I have already told you. So, this internal control act as a guide. So, it provide accurate as well as reliable information. So, it will provide correct information for the management to take correct decisions. So, taking decision is an important part in an organization. So, if a decision goes wrong, of course, whole management activities goes wrong. So, while taking the decision, this internal control system act as a guidelines. Next, ensure that policies and procedures are compiled with. Of course, there are certain policies and procedures, but it doesn't mean that all the organization have followed that policies and procedures. So, this internal control act as a framework and check whether all the policies and procedures are followed by the organization or not. So, ensure that policies and procedures are compiled with. Next, promotes operational efficiency. So, in order to operate or in order to conduct the activities in an organization in an efficient manner, so there should be an operational efficiency. So, here the operation of each and every activity will be very efficient as well as very easy also. So, through this internal control, so it will make each and every activities to operate very easily. Next, Help to attain organizational goal. Of course, the main intention of the business is to attain the organizational goal. Of course, this internal system also works towards the attainment of organizational goal. Next, to safeguard the assets of the organization. So, as I told you, these assets are very important in an organization because it becomes or it brings certain value to the asset. So, in order to safeguard that asset, this internal control plays a very important role. Next, to ensure reliability of accounting records. Of course, in order to make the accounts very reliable, so which can be referred from one year to another or which can be communicated very easily, and as well as the drafted accounting statement is accurate. So, this can be done with the help of internal control. If there is proper internal control, of course, the reliability, that is the efficiency of the accounting statement will be proper. Next is advantages to the auditors. Let us see what are the advantages to the auditors. That is internal control system, how it is advantageous to the auditors. So, help the auditors in framing the audit program. So, you know about program, right? We have already discussed in a previous session. So, audit program in the sense it contains a number of plans or the activities that has to be done during the auditing process, right? So, it also contains the division of work. So, each and everything will be recorded in the auditing program. So, this audit control help in framing the audit program. Next, to ascertain the extent of test check can apply. So, what do you mean by test check? So, I have already told you in your previous session. So, test check. So, here an auditor goes for test checking. For example, there are number of transactions. Think that it is a big organization and there are number of transactions to be reviewed or to be examined. So, in such cases, what the auditor will do? Auditor will take a part of the transaction. So, he will take a part of the transaction and he will verify all these transactions. Okay, so if the result is correct, then he assumes that rest all the transactions are correct. So it is known as what? Test checking. That is checking a part of the transaction or verifying a part of transaction, and if the answer or if the verified account is correct, so then he assumes that all other transactions are also correct. So this audit, that is internal control, help to ascertain the extent of test check can apply. That is, it helps in making the test check. Now, let us see what are the limitations of internal control. So, the first one is expensive. Of course, this internal control is like internal check only. So, where it is quite expensive. So, it is a control which is made inside the organization where he has to do lot of work which is quite expensive in nature. Next, transactions of unusual nature may not be subject to internal control. So, transactions of usual nature might be comes under the control of internal control, but the transaction of unusual nature, so it will be excluded from the internal control, which is one of the drawback of internal control. Human errors remain in any system of internal control. Of course, humans are quite common. We make mistakes. So, these types of errors remains in internal control. Next, limitation of preventing frauds committed through collusion between the persons. So, there will be there are less chances for preventing the frauds which is committed by the employees in the organization. So, through this internal control, so there is a quite less chances of preventing the frauds. So, the employees continue to doing the frauds, but there is a less chances of preventing the frauds. So, it may not keep the pace with the change in the condition. So, depending upon the changes in the organization, so this internal control cannot be changed. So, there will be no flexibility in the internal control. So, it should be drafted in such a way that so lot of information has to be collected, then only it can be made flexible. Otherwise, it is not flexible in nature. That is, due to the change in situation, it cannot be changed. In my next session, let us see what is the difference between internal control, internal check and internal audit. So, we have already discussed about internal control, internal check. Let us see what are the main difference between internal control, internal check and internal audit. Next, internal check as regards cash sales. So how this internal check has been made regarding cash sales? Let us discuss in a next session. So my dear students, in today's session we have learnt about internal control. See you all in my next session. Till then, take care. Thank you.